Eskom has announced the possibility of implementing Stage 8 load shedding. Its acting CEO, Calib Cassim, says outages will be rolled out during peak hours. He added that the decision will be authorized if planned recovery interventions fail to yield positive results. Cassim spoke as officials updated the public on the state of the energy company this morning.
If the interventions that we have planned for the winter does not achieve the desired outcomes and your UCLF unplanned outages reaches levels of 18,000 megawatts, then the likelihood of Stage 8 load shedding during peaks is extremely high.
All right, let's link up with our colleague Govan Whittles, who was in attendance during that presentation of what the outlook for the winter period looks like. Govan, good morning to you. I know you're about to talk to the head of generation in a moment, but question is, load shedding Stage 8, at what point does that come into the picture and how soon?
Thank you. Well, it was a brutal briefing and there's a brutal outlook for winter. Let's get that question straight to the head of generation, Mr. Peking-Umalu, who joins us now. Thank you for your time, sir. Well, the question is, how soon can we expect load shedding Stage 8 to be a reality?
Thank you very much and good morning to the viewers at home. I think as we said as well in our briefing that our focus as generation team is really to reduce the stages from the current Stage 6 below. No, there is no intention of us going to Stage 8, but in an unlikely event it will go there. But all the plans that we have shared with the public this morning, we are looking to make sure that we don't get there. You know, where we are currently, we are very uncomfortable with current Stage 6 over peak. So all our plans and all our effort is really to move from where we are downwards.
How many more power plants need to go offline before we get to Stage 8?
No. I think the levels of the plants that we are currently off, I think we have seen most of the plants that have come off that has given us the stages that we are in. We're not expecting that, unless if we have a catastrophe, then we are not expecting that more damages and breakages than what we have now. We will notice that in our presentation we said that these Kusile 3 units have actually taken us backwards as well. And then later in the year when we get Kusile 5 as well, that will give us more breather as well. Those are all the efforts that we are currently putting in place now so that we never even go to that. That is not part of the discussions that we are having as generation team. And I really strongly believe in the team that I have within the generation that we can do our best to make sure that we avert that Stage 8.
Kusile will come back online towards springtime. If you're not intending to go to Stage 8, why were you warning about it in this briefing?
No, I think it's a scenario. Remember, we've got an independent system operator who, based on what they see, they put scenarios onto the table. Ours as generation is to make sure that we minimize the impact on those higher scenarios. But if it happens, then it will happen. But it's not something that we are planning to go to as well from the generation side. Yeah.
A big focus of these briefings in the past has been the level of unplanned losses, unplanned trips of units. Is that improving or is it worsening?
I think where we are, there is some stability. And then if you recall on my briefing, I emphasize on stabilizing the leadership of the power stations as well. So the stations that were giving us bigger problems, we put in some experienced power station managers, which we have already appointed beginning of this month. So that will help as well, because once you've got experienced people, they know how to deal with the pressure that comes with running such a big asset as well. So we are expecting those to start stabilizing. Like I've indicated, if you look at Medupi, the likes of Arnott Power Station, even Duva as well, which was problematic. They've been running extremely well the past month up to now as well.
Is the Eskom management budgeting for Stage 8 based on the performance of the power plants or based on the anticipated demand during winter?
I think the scenario for Stage 8, as indicated, is what the system operator put in. as well. He put actually stage 5, 6, 7, and 8 to say if this scenario happens, this is what's going to happen. It's more for planning purposes from the system operator who is independent of us in generation. So for us as generation, we are doing everything to stay within the lower stages as well, because we believe that the stage we are in now is too high for the country as well and for the economy. Hence, our effort is to move from where we are and move towards the lower stages and in line with our recovery plan as approved by the board.
Okay, then, why is Eskom not generating enough power to lessen the stages of load shedding?
Yeah, correctly so. If you recall in our presentations, we've indicated 2 key things that has happened this winter. 3 units at Kusile, 2,100 megawatts, plus a Quebec unit. That's about 3,080. That's the first time we went through the winter without a unit at Quebec. So that alone, because as you know, Quebec is one of our stable plants as well, and these 3 units at Kusile, they put us on the back foot as we are entering this winter. So that's why those warnings have been coming through, so that when something happens, it doesn't catch us or the organization or the system operator unaware of what you need to do should that eventuality happen. But we are not planning to go there. That is the emphasis. That's where our effort is going to really minimize the stages of load shedding.
Previously, sabotage has been blamed for increased stages of load shedding. Is that still happening?
As you are aware, I just came back now to generation about 3 weeks ago, and I've checked with our head of security and also the station. I haven't been reported of any act of sabotage within the power station in this financial year. And also what we are seeing as well, if there are some of those criminality that's happening, we've got the law enforcement agencies, they are working closely with us. We will give that one to them. Ours is to focus on running the power station rather than to focus on other things where we can get support from the other agencies of the government. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nxumalo. He's the head of generation at Eskom, speaking to us after the State of the System briefing, one that was full of apologies by Eskom. We'll get through some of the other information, also interesting commentary from the board chairperson regarding that latest book by the former CEO, Andre de Ruyter. Oli, it's back to you for now.
Thank you very much, my colleague there, Govan Whittles.